have not started my walk yet, so you don't get to see anything pretty. Just my my cool van that like goes all the way back, which is kind of cool. So I had kind of this, aha moment, which I like to share because I feel like sharing things that I'm learning, it helps other people, but it also helps me express these moments as like truth. You know what I mean? Like it helps me remember like, okay, there are these good things that are happening. What's up, Amanda and Allison? So I had a dream last night and I'm going to scooch these over. So I'm not going to, oh my gosh. I don't know how I just did that. Are you guys still here? Okay, there. So I got to scoot the comments over because otherwise I can't see and I get super distracted. So I just love you guys and want to share this real quick. And so last night, and just anytime, I've had these things come up where, you hear all these stories, right? Like there's these miraculous stories that you hear about people who have these near-death experiences, and you hear about like, oh my gosh, it was so close and angels were all around us, or, he could have died. He was like 10 seconds from death, or like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I found this in time. And we hear a lot of those stories, right? Like we hear a lot of those faith promoting, have faith that those things can happen, because they absolutely can. Is that on me? That is on me. And then I kind of like seeing you guys. Hey, and I love you too, Amanda. Thank you. See, this is why I can't look at comments because I get too distracted. So as I was thinking about this, and we had a church activity for the women last night, and to no fault of anybody, it's just like sharing a story about these miracles that happen, right? When we have the faith, and absolutely true. And then last night I have this dream, and in the dream I had a couple of friends whose babies almost died, and they put like the tube back in, and somehow like miraculously like they were alive. And it happened like a few times that someone would like lose their baby, but they would come back, right? And I remember waking up from this dream thinking, why not my baby? Right? Like I had this anger. I was so bitter, and I was just like, I would have had the faith. I would have had the faith to have my baby saved. And I would have loved to have shared a story of, and then everything was okay, and we found her just in time, and, all that stuff. And why not me, God? Why not me? And then the opposite is also true, right? So as I'm sitting there in this anger, I start journaling. I'm doing this 40-day abundance journal. And in this journal, my purpose is actually to do it for the abundance of life. Finances would be great too. But really, it's what's my relationship like with God? Because that He is the source of all abundance. He's the source of all truth. So as I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, what is the message for me in this? And it's basically, it came down to this feeling of, you guys know the 10 Commandments, right? I don't really think about those a lot, even though I'm super, aware of my religion and everything. I don't really think about the 10 Commandments because I think those are so old school. I don't mean to say that tritely, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to kill anyone. I'm not going to sleep around. I'm not going to, take it. You think about the 10 Commandments. Those are big ones. And then the one came to me, thou shalt not covet. And it's like, it kind of blew me away for a second because I thought, I am coveting somebody else's experience of healing, somebody else's experience of a miracle. I'm coveting somebody else because I want what they have. And as I thought about that, it was this realization that, that saying that we all hear, and it's all a meme, and it talks about comparison is the thief of joy. That's what that means to me. Because when I compare my story, my ending story, to someone else's saving story, what do I feel? I feel bad. I feel like I got gypped. I feel like this is wrong. I feel like, well, why not, and it causes this tumultuousness inside of my soul instead of the peace and love. So I was like, okay, I got to dip back down, take those deep breaths. And as I started pondering this and thinking of what's for my highest good, my highest benefit, what is for me? If all things are for me, then this experience is no exception, and it is for my good. It is for the good of others. It is for a purpose. And just because it didn't look like somebody else's miracle doesn't mean it's not a miracle. Let that sink in, because that hit me so hard. Like, just because my miracle doesn't look like someone else's miracle doesn't mean it's not a miracle. Does that make sense? And so as I sat there and thought, and it kind of got a little bit deeper than that, but I'm not going to go there because I don't feel like it's appropriate to share. Because sometimes we get wrapped up around stuff like this. But the basics were, as I was comparing my pain to someone else's exquisite joy, who is to say that, that seed isn't planted inside of me of that perfect joy? It is. Like, as we read in scriptures all the time, as horrible and horrendous as was their pain, that was the exquisiteness of their joy. And so when I think about my life and I think about these things that are being experienced, I'm experiencing this. What depth has been given to me that could not have happened any other way? And it's not like I'm shouting for joy for it yet. Because I believe that one day I will look back and I will see this as a turning point in my life that brought me closer to God in a way that could not have happened without it. And that we all have those moments in our lives that bring us to know Him on a level that is not possible without the spectrum, right? The pain and the joy. And so I just want to leave that with you. When you think about comparing yourself and your journey and your pain and your suffering and your experiences to anyone else's, just stop, because it is not. That wasn't for you, which is why you didn't have it. The things that are in your life are for you, and let them work for you. So anyways, it helped just totally let go of the bitterness, because I thought, well, if everything is for me, then so is this. So is this passing. And I posted this song called You're Gonna Be Okay. I remember when my friend sent me that song right after Maisie passed, and I was like, oh, no, you didn't. I was just like, I hate this song. Worst song ever. But then the words kept grabbing me, when the night closes in and you just feel like everything is over and you're just drowning, you're gonna be okay. And I've experienced moments of being okay. And not just moments of being okay, but of being in joy and really just enjoying my kids. There's all these fears that can come up after your child passes away, like thinking all your other kids are going to pass away. All your other kids are going to die, right? Well, who's to say? Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. And that was the other thing, is God's version of safety is not my version of safety. And I've shared this before because it's so pertinent. I think sometimes we get so wrapped up around about oh, God showed up and everything was okay. What if everything's not okay and God still shows up for you? What if when we look at it, it doesn't look okay? It looks like the worst possible, unimaginable thing that could happen. And He still showed up. And He's still in it. And He's still part of it. Right? So that's what that's what I'm feeling. And I'm so grateful for this little book. I need to share it with you guys because it's really cool. And you just ponder on it. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great day. And I hope you know that there is goodness for you. in your experiences, even if they look like they suck really bad. So anyway, let me see what your comments are. Oh, just a couple people. So have a great day, you guys. Oh, Christy, I love you so much. Thanks for crying with me at convention. That was great. So good. All right, you guys, I will see you later and have a great day. And I would just, go through a journaling process maybe and write down how the things that have been really hard for you have served you. Because then as you're going through whatever you're going through right now, you can say, okay, I have references as to that this thing I'm going through now will bring joy. It will bring learning. It will bring experience. And isn't that why we're here, is to experience things? And I listened to this song. Do you guys know If You Could Hide a Collab? It's not a well-known song. I'll post it. But it's there is no end to glory. There is no end to love. There is no end to being. There is no death above. And it's a gorgeous song. Super gorgeous. And as I heard that, my body just vibrated with this knowing, like with this truth of this is not the end. And God does not look at death the same way that we do. Right? Like over and over again, I feel like he keeps giving me this message and it really helps to share it. So just have a fun day. And I've said that like 8 times, but I just keep talking. So I'm going to go for a walk. You guys have a great day. Mwah. Love you. God loves you too.